everybody. So today we're talking about the Snyderverse is near, and with all these updates and all these things that are dropping, it's a good time to talk about this and just speculate because a lot of this is just speculation at the moment. Nothing is confirmed, nothing is official, but this is where the big doubt and the big not doubt but the big no doubt is coming into play. You can't doubt what's happening. For sure something is cooking, something is happening, and we're all here. We're all here. Um that's what just came out right now. That's what's coming out right now. So, like I said, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I told y'all things are changing. Like this is just not gonna just take place just for the hell of it. I'm telling y'all straight up, a lot of things are they're happening. We don't know what's happening, but something is definitely happening behind closed doors. And this is a good time, honestly. And of course, tomorrow we got the trending event. The big worldwide trending event. I'm sticking with restored Snyderverse, baby, because that's what the main goal is and what I'm fighting for. And I know many people are also. And from the looks of it, it looks like straight up, like it looks like in the end Comcast is gonna be the winner. Honestly, this is exciting. This is exciting times we're living in, and things are changing. We are about to see a big change in this industry. Look, let's be real. Saudi Arabia, they don't play with none of that agenda crap, and they don't care about that. They only care about money and making money. That's why they're rich over there. It is what it is. Say what you want, but that's the fact. And we already know Zach is already working with them because he's gonna be doing the brawler. And just seeing all of this that he's doing, straight up, I'm telling you right now, it's happening. Something is happening. Thanks, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah. What? Hell no, you said restore the gun for us? Yo, hell no, man. You got me on that one, but whatever, yo. I'm telling y'all, yo, it's straight up. Things are changing, man. Things are changing. Things are shifting. And I'm telling you right now. I mean, it is what it is. Hell yeah. Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan. Yeah, they're changing things. This industry is changing right now, and it's moving fast. It's moving fast. And like I said, remember David Zaslav said before the end of the year we're gonna be hearing a big update. Like I told y'all, we don't know what that update is. And from what Cosmic Book News is reporting and saying that his sources are confirming that, yeah, it looks like they're one signature away, and that's it. It's a done deal. It looks like it's a done deal, and that will be good for business. Honestly, I can't wait. I really cannot wait. This is gonna be interesting. Austin, what's up? Appreciate you for watching. Also, and I'm telling you right now, things are just are shifting on a good thing. And everybody's talking about this. This is dropped within less than an hour right now at the time of this recording. Hell yeah, we're winning. We're winning. There's no stopping us. This is why I say tomorrow. Probably some of y'all are watching from, depends from where you are around the world. Your time zone and stuff. You're probably already in the next day, November 17th. Start trending now. Start using the hashtag now. Don't stick to a specific time. The goal is just trend. That's it. Trend. It doesn't matter because then everybody has different time zones and all that. Just use the damn hashtag. That's it. That's the goal. Like people sometimes get a little bit too like, oh, it has to be this time. Yo, start using it. If you're already on the 17, start using that right now. Tonight at midnight on my time on the East Coast, as soon as it strikes 12 midnight, that to me is the 17. Boom. That's when I'm gonna go. I don't care what time. I'm gonna be posting multiple times, spamming it all day for the next 24 hours. I'm telling you straight up. We are making noise. We're being seen. We're being heard. We're being watched. Everything. There's no hiding from us no more. That's it. Plain and simple. And when you have the Saudis involved in this, yo, this is big for business. I'm telling you. And Comcast, of course, like I've been telling you, Christopher Nolan is over there. They're treating him right. They're all about theatrical releases. They care about streaming. They care about physical media. They care about the theme parks. So that you already have four sources to make big money, on their investment and stuff. So, I think this is a done deal. I think this is where it's all gonna finalize and things are gonna finally wrap up. And I can't wait. I can't wait. The only one that could screw this up is David Zaslav himself. That's it. He's the only one that could screw it up. Nobody else but him. Hopefully he does take the offer and things are changing. But from what everybody's, all these insiders and everybody's reporting and saying, yeah, it looks like it looks like it's happening. It looks like it's happening. And remember, everything's just rumors right now. This is not a conclusion. This is not exactly, a yes or a no, but there's no doubt that something is happening for sure. Like I've been telling y'all, negotiations, a lot of paperwork, who's gonna get paid what, how much, a certain amount of time, whatever projects, who knows what the hell they're working on. That's the part we do not and we'll never know because we're not on the board and we're not in those meetings and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see how all these things are finally starting to come afloat. And it's not a coincidence that Zach is posting up all these pictures today. He posted up another picture too, with that car that came out that from Batman versus Superman. And that's his home. Remember when Ben Affleck was filming the Snyder Cut, the mansion for Bruce Wayne, that's Zack Snyder's home. So it's like, yo, like, let's go. You get what I'm saying? And it's like Zack is straight up flexing and showing off on social media, hey, this is my house. It's just straight up, all right, so I see we got a little troll. I see we got a little troll. Look, first things first, with Jethro. I appreciate you, like making your donation and sending money. But if you're trying to do it just for attention, don't do it. Please don't do it. I'd rather not take the money and just respect. I'm telling you straight up. This is why you James Gunn clowns are all the same. You're all trolls. Straight up. You all trolls. You're just salty and bitter because we're winning and we're going to win. There's no stopping us. And say what you want, but that's exactly what we're doing. You haven't been able to stop us since the Snyder Cut. Understand that. You need to comprehend that. You guys are vile and toxic. All right. You James Gunn cultists are all the same. You're evil. And you know that when we call you out, you can't accept it. You're straight up, in your own toxic juices trying to shut us down. You can't. And you will not because we're here exposing y'all clowns. And that's how it is. That's the business. And the quality is making a comeback. Nobody cares about James Gunn's DCU. Nobody has been interested in it. And everybody is talking about Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse. And damn it, is making a comeback. Tomorrow, we go full throttle. Like I said, restore the Snyderverse. And that's the main goal. That's the mission. The mission is for us to get Zack back, to get the Snyderverse restored. And it's going to happen. It's happening. It's happening. It's in live time. I'm telling you, this is happening. The negotiations are taking place and it's a done deal. And another thing too, let's look at it. Zach is working with the Saudi Arabians and they got, they hired him to do the brawler. That's the next movie he's gonna work on as soon as he's done with the last photograph. And Zach is right now filming the last photograph. So what is this telling you? It's quality. He's already working with them. So it's a done deal. I'm telling y'all. This is what I've been telling y'all for a while. I think this is exactly the route that we needed, and this is what was best for business, honestly. And straight up, this is what it is. This is what it is, and this is where we are, and that's all that matters. We're winning. There's no stopping us. We've been winning. We won, and we proved y'all wrong when we got the Snyder Cut. When all of y'all were against us, we still stuck together, and us united literally came together for release the Snyder Cut, and we now have the Snyder Cut. You couldn't stop us back then, and you're not going to stop us now. We will stop at nothing. I told y'all from the beginning, that's our motto. Darkseid said that. We will stop at nothing. You have to understand and comprehend that you James Gunn cultists are not like us. You're not built like us. We're organized. We're, we plan things according. You guys are sloppy. You're slop. Your DCU is all a flop, and nobody's watching it. If it was a success, y'all wouldn't be going up for sale. If the DCU was so successful, you wouldn't be in this situation. Y'all would be making money. But on the contrary, James Gunn has proven himself that he's the clown of all clowns. And his circus act has finally come to an end. The DCU is getting the plug pulled. It hasn't been working. It's been costing them the studio literally to where we are right now, going into a sale. That's how bad it's doing. Besides every other IP, Barbie, Minecraft, Dune, it couldn't save Warner Brothers. It just couldn't. And look at where we are right now. Things are changing. This is why I tell you, you have to have faith. To everybody that's been like, oh no, I gave up, I moved on. Yo, I'm sorry, but you never been real since day one. Because if you were real, you would have kept on going. I could have given up a long time ago, years ago, but I refused to because I'm not built like that. I'm built to keep on going, whether I'm with or without someone. That's who I am. That's how I roll. That's how life has made me. That's what I'm built of. That's why when people tell me give up, move on, I just use it as fuel and I keep on going. You're just fueling me to keep on going. That's all it is. And people don't like that. People don't like when you have literally the courage to face up against them. And I do that. I have the courage to do that. I don't care what people tell me. I don't care about the threats that I get. You think I care? I don't care. I keep on doing what I have to do. Some of y'all might be asking yourself, oh, but why you don't show your face? Because I don't have to. That's not the point. The point is the message, what I'm trying to get out there. I like to chill and blend in the crowd. Only my close friends know who I am and what I look like, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what I look like, who I am, because you never know. I could be right next to you somewhere and you don't even know it. And that's the beauty of it, because I could blend in with the shadows. That's how I roll. You get what I'm saying? I like that. I like to be a normal person. I like to be average. I don't like nobody knowing who I am. And that's the good thing about it. But when it all comes down to it, like I said, I've been getting insults, threats, the list goes on. I don't care. I'm still here talking and reporting. Even when I'm sick, I'm still bringing y'all these updates. What other channel and what other people are doing that? Even while I'm sick, going through health issues, I'm still here grinding and putting in this work so you guys don't get discouraged, to keep on giving you that motivation, to keep fueling you to keep on going. And that's what the James Gunn cultists don't like. They don't like that. They don't like positivity. They love negativity. They love to be in that toxic juice. Not me. Not me. I don't got time for that. I stay focused on the mission until it's accomplished. Whether it takes one day, 10 years, 100 years, I don't care. The point is, we're going to get it. The same way that we took 5 years to get the Snyder cut, we now have it. That's what y'all have to focus on. Y'all need to stay positive and focus on what we've already done. And if we've already done that and accomplished it, imagine what we're going to accomplish next. We are making history once again, my friends. We are part of DC's history. Whether some like it or not, the fact is that when I say we, I'm including you. We made the Snyder cut possible. I don't care what you say. Oh, it was because of this and what. We have it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And you have the James Gunn cultists that cannot tolerate that. They cannot accept the fact that we won by making it possible. And just like that, we too soon will get the air cut released. We will see the air cut very soon, my friends. James Gunn has lied saying, oh, I'm going to release the air cut and, David Ayer, he's my friend and this and that. Get out of here, clown. We don't believe your lies anymore. We see through you like crystal clear. That's how we see through you, James Gunn. You're a lie, and all your supporters are all liars and toxic just like you. You had all this time from the Suicide Squad to prove us wrong, and every time you prove us that we're right, because you're not worthy and you're not the right person to be running DC Studios. The Suicide Squad flopped. Creature Commandos barely got any views. Peacemaker Season 1 got views, but not enough. Superman 2025 tanked. They're celebrating a domestic success. Wow, a domestic success. What about the worldwide success? Oh, that's right. It tanked worldwide, right? Yeah, another flop. And then Peacemaker Season 2, it didn't get the same views or half as Season 1. What is that telling you? It keeps on going down and down and down to the ground. The stocks, do I need to remind y'all, for the past 2 or 3 years, 4 years, ever since James Gunn took over, everything has been tanking and going down. We're not playing. We mean business. We told you we were going to keep our wallets closed, and they've been locked. The moment you put out Birds of Prey is the moment we told you we're not buying none of this. And every movie, unfortunately, has been going down. Don't try to blame Zack Snyder, because Zack Snyder hasn't been there for years. Blame yourselves. And when I say yourselves, I'm talking about you James Gunn supporters. Because you had all this time to be focused on your DCU. You had all this time to prove us wrong, but you're so focused on us and what we're doing. And you can't stand the fact that we're united. You know that we are the majority. Deep down inside of you, you wish you were us. You'll never be like us. because we're organized. We strategize everything that we do. And when we do it, we work in unity. That's the difference. James Gunn puts out slop, generic, mediocre type of films. And the minority of fans are the ones that are enjoying that. The majority of fans, we don't want that trash. We don't. We want quality. We want goodness. That's exactly what we want. In the end, the Snyderverse is getting restored, period. And you can't stop that. You can't prevent that. We're going to see Man of Steel 2. We're going to see Ben Affleck's Batman. You know what the problem is? That these James Gunn cultists fear tomorrow. They know and they're worried that we are going to trend. They can't stop us. They can't prevent us. What are you trying to do? Nothing? Because nothing is going to happen with y'all. We are making noise. We have all these other companies that are now interested in buying Warner Brothers. When in history have you seen that? Never. Never. Because now with James Gunn, everything has been going downhill. They're being forced to sell. And this is where we are right now. But this is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all chose. And this is where we are right now. This is real time that we're seeing right now. You know, all these updates and everything that we're seeing right now, I'm telling you, we are going to see all that we were robbed from. WB promised us a slate within the DCEU with Zack Snyder and David Ayer, and they took that away. And the same way that they took all that away from us, they are going to do the same very soon to James Gunn's DCU. The DCU with James Gunn is over. Accept it, bury it, live with it, cope, straight up cope, because that's the reality. That's the reality check for you right there. We're going back to greatness. We're seeing with Zack Snyder for the past, what, 2 or 3 weeks, he's been posting the pictures. Pictures, that's not even video. Pictures, and they go viral. They go everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's speculating. How come nobody's talking about James Gunn's trash? Nobody's talking about Supergirl, Clayface, the Batman. Everything that he's putting out, nobody is interested. What? The handful of fans? That's it? Majority of the fans are still talking about Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck is Batman, because that's what we want. See the difference? The quality over whatever the hell James Gunn has been putting out. All that slop is not selling. It's not making money. With James Gunn, they're going into bankruptcy. Thanks to James Gunn. James Gunn is so good at doing slop work that he will literally take your company into bankruptcy. And I'm glad that Disney got rid of him. I'm glad that Disney fired his ass. I'm glad that Marvel is moving forward without James Gunn, because James Gunn brought this upon himself, unfortunately. He had all this time to prove everybody wrong. But no, he proved everybody right. Meaning, when everybody was like, yeah, James Gunn puts out slop. You're right. He does put out slop. He doesn't make no successful movies. And the only reason why, quote unquote, Guardians of the Galaxy was somewhat successful is because they had Disney backing it up. We need Marvel, backing him up in order for him to make some type of profit. And even like that, look at how terrible the third movie was. It's telling you it's not working with that. Like I said, in the end, all that matters is that we are getting the restoration of the Snyderverse. It's happening. There's no stopping it. And let's not forget also, Saudi Arabia, they just bought EA, Electronic Arts, the video game industry company. What are they doing? What has EA been doing? They've been putting out trash games. And now the Saudi Arabians own EA, and they're going to give us good games. Things are changing in the industry. Accept it. The woke and agenda era is over. Accept it. Nobody cares about that trash. That's what ruined all and everything in this entertainment business. It's ruined music, video games, comic books, cartoons, networks, movies, the industry. Everything has been destroyed by all that woke and agenda that nobody cared about. For all these years, we were all under that. And now that that regime is finally over, it's time to look back and accept that quality is right before us. This is why you see that Universal put out F1. You see Jurassic World Rebirth was put out. And you're seeing all these movies that are banking at the box office. And DC cannot say the same. Okay, DC made some money with Minecraft, but what about DC themselves? Warner Brothers put out Minecraft, but what about the DCU? What about the DCIP? It's going down. It's going down fast. They need to go back to what was working. And what was working? That's right, the Snyderverse. This is why when I talk and I keep on pointing out, sticking to the mission, which is restoring the Snyderverse, that's what I stand for and I fight. I don't care if some of you agree with me or disagree with me. I'm still fighting for the restoration of the Snyderverse. And it's amazing to see how many people worldwide are coming together and using that one damn hashtag to prove our message, to prove our point. That's the beautiful side of it. And we will stop at nothing. WB is aware of it. David Zassoff is aware of it. All the world is aware of it. James Gunn is aware of it. He knows that his quote unquote ruling as DC Studios CEO is coming to an end. He knows it. There's no stopping it. We have the final say. You, wherever you are, you have the power, whether it's a physical, digital, however currency you use in your wallet, whether it's your tap, whether it's your, card swipe or whatever it is. That's you that has the power to support Warner Brothers with whatever they're putting out. And it's beautiful to see how majority of the fans are coming together and you're seeing how everything from Superman, James Gunn, Suicide Squad, and everything that he's been putting out has always gone to clearance. It doesn't sell. And you're seeing that they're trying to liquidate it because nobody cares about it. It's been costing the company millions upon millions, and it's racking up to the billions of how much debt that they're in. That proves to you, and it tells you everything. When Zach was there, what were we getting? Movies that made money. Sure, they didn't make $1 billion, but they were up there. How come James Gunn's Superman couldn't surpass his friends Joss Whedon's Justice League? Oh, that's right, because Justice League was better than James Gunn's Superman. Accept it. Cope. That's the reality. The reality is that James Gunn's Superman could not, let me repeat that, James Gunn's Superman 2025 could not beat Justice League. It could not beat Man of Steel. And accept and believe all the lies that WB puts out saying, oh, it was a success. Oh, they made money. No, they didn't. They lost money. They just won't tell you that. They just won't tell you that. That's the reality. They're going to try to justify the next flop, which is going to be Supergirl 2026. That movie is going to do worse than James Gunn's 2025 Superman. It's going to happen. That's even if we make it that far. Because the same way that they filmed Supergirl and they're doing everything that they're doing right now, they did the same thing with Batgirl. Let's not forget, Batgirl was a completed final movie ready to be released on streaming. And what happened? David Zaslav, right before James Gunn took over, I'm sure James Gunn probably, he probably said something to David Zaslav and said, "No, we don't need that. Let's just move forward, and you're gonna see how much we're gonna be successful with the DCU." Ha! Guess what? Pushes. We're also going to see, and we're gonna fight also for Batgirl because I want to see it because that still takes place within the DCEU. And let's not forget, Ben Affleck's Batman was still attached to that. That's all I care about. Remember, all these things were connecting. Now, where were they heading? That's what we don't know. And it's thanks to James Gunn that he came in and he ruined everything. I'm telling you, a lot of things are changing. A lot of things are straight up shifting. And in the end, all that matters is that we want quality back again. That's it. We just want quality. And it's coming back. It's making a comeback fast. That is the reality, my friends. Seeing that now, of course, Christopher Nolan is over at Universal, which of course is owned by Comcast, and we have the Saudi Arabians that they're trying to offer big money. I mean, they got money. Zach's already working with them. If you look at it, everything is starting to fall into place, and it's aligning just like we wanted. Like I told y'all, the only one that could screw up this offer and everything would be David Zaslav. If he ruins it, everything is going to get affected. Not just the Snyderverse, everything. This is going to affect everything in the industry. Whether the sale happens or not, whatever decision comes from this is going to affect everything in this industry. It's all a domino effect. One is going to cause the other to happen, whether it sells or it doesn't sell. Y'all have to keep that in mind too. Tomorrow, once we start trending, and like I said, probably in your zone around the world right now, because everybody's not on the same time zone. Other parts of the world right now, they're waking up, is good morning. Other parts are, hey, good night, we're going to sleep, and in between. You get what I'm saying? So if you're already on November 17th, wherever you are around the world, start using the hashtag right now. Start using it. We need to start sending the message. Like I said, tonight at midnight, my time, East Coast, I am using it, and I'm going to be using it until the next 24 hours, until the day is over, to send the message. Remember, like Joker said in The Dark Knight, it's not about the money, it's about sending the message. And the message is that we want the Snyderverse to get restored, whether it sells or it doesn't sell. You have to keep that in mind, because in the end, I just want Zack back, David Ayer back, and I just want all these good movies that we were getting before. That's it. That's all we want, you know? And in due time, it's going to happen. And that due time is right now before us. We are living history and we're making history again. The same way that we will forever be part of history with Zack Snyder's Justice League. That forever is in the books. It's down in history and we took part of it. And it's showing you that, hey, we put our part and we made that happen. That's something that no other fandom has done. There is no other fandom that has done that before, honestly. It's awesome to see how I'm part of this community, you know, and it's my to me it's an honor just to be here, still going until we finally get what we want. And the same way that we got the Snyder cut, very soon, my friends. I don't know how soon, but very soon we too will be watching the Air cut. We might be watching also Batgirl, and most of all, we're definitely going to be seeing everything that Zack Snyder wanted to give us originally. We could have been moved on, but we refused to. You know why? Because we're not settling for anything. Like Zack Snyder said, don't compromise. When you hear these fake fans, and I say it how it is, these fake fans that call themselves, I'm a Snyder fan. Yeah, right, you're a pretender. You're just a poser wanting to be. Saying, oh, well, I'll take a live action, I'll take an animated, Snyderverse to conclude it instead of a live action. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It started live action, you have to continue and you have to end it live action. I will not compromise and I will not settle for less just because some of these fake news outlets are reporting now. Here's another thing too. Y'all got to be careful. There's some fake news floating around saying that the Snyderverse is getting restored over at Netflix, but it's going to be an animation film. No, that's bullshit. It's not real. No, that's not real, honestly. That's just some troll that decided, to go on Photoshop and make it look legit, or probably use some AI stuff and make it look like it. No, that's not happening. We want it live action. We will stop at nothing until we get what we've been asking for. And that's a full, proper conclusion by Zack Snyder, and it has to be live action, not animated, because I'm not settling for that shit. I'm not. It has to be live action. The actors, the actresses, everybody has to be live action. If you want to start James Gunn's shitty DCU animated with Creature Commandos, go for it. You want to end it all animation? Go for it. I don't care. We need that gone ASAP. Out of our way. We do not need that. It needs to be gone. We need to focus for and what Zach was giving us. That's the quality that I'm fighting for. That's the quality that a lot of us are still fighting for, because we want that proper closure, that proper conclusion. And when Zack Snyder says himself, hey, I'm officially done, this is where the story ends, then we will move on. Then we will stop. But until then, we will stop at nothing until the boss himself says it. It's done. This is officially a full wrap of everything that I could give. We're done. Then we will move on. But until that doesn't happen, you will continue to hear me and you will continue to hear other channels and a lot of outlets still reporting and talking about Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse because that's what's coming. Literally, it's around the corner. It's happening. There's no stopping it. There's no preventing it. The bell has been rung. You can't stop this. You can't hide this and put it away and be like, oh yeah, sweep that under the rug. No. James Gunn, you had a chance when you came on board since day one. And if you don't believe me, I made videos about it. Other channels made videos about it, and we told you what you had to do. We were suggesting, we were hinting, we were just saying, hey, include the Snyder fans, include the Snyderverse. No, you refused that. You turned away from us, you made fun of us, you insulted us, you disrespected us, and for that, you're paying the price literally at the box office, on streaming, and all your merchandise because it's going on clearance. It's not selling. It's not moving. You're marking down the prices. What is that telling you, WB? What is that telling you, DC? It's not selling. People don't care about it. People are not interested. You know what does sell? How come with McFarlane toys and crowdfunding campaigns, they get fully funded and then they extend it for 3 extra days? How come they get funded in less than a week? And that's just a toy. Imagine you were announcing a cinematic continuation of where things left off. Get ready because the big money is there. And I'm telling you, these companies, they're aware. They're watching. They're listening. I wouldn't be surprised if they're here in an undercover account just to be listening to see, hey, let's get some information. Let's gather all this data and put it together. And then we go back to the company and talk about it. Exactly. You're doing your research. And I'm here. I'm glad to be giving you these ideas. I'm glad to be giving you this research. I'm glad to actually give you authentic feedback. Not no bullshit feedback. Not no AI feedback. This is real time, real deal. Me, the fans, we're all saying it. We're all speaking it. We're all thinking it. That's what you need to do. That's what's good for business. Once you do it, you will see how you make all the money and you will see how your stocks start going up again. Like I said, I don't have to be in Wall Street to understand and comprehend stocks. Red is bad, green is good. WBDC have been in the red for years. And recently they're in the green because everybody's talking and speculating like how we are right now. This is what's helping with their stocks because people are speculating. So WB is aware of that. See the difference? How come with James Gunn before the sale, the stocks have been in the slump for the longest? They haven't been moving. They haven't been making money. And then when it goes up, oh, it goes right back down even worse. Instead of it going and surpassing, it just keeps on sinking. Superman struggled at the box office this year. It struggled so bad. Meanwhile, Jurassic World Rebirth, a IP that's owned by Comcast slash Universal, dominated and stomped the box office. Incredible. It reached to the high 900 millions. That tells you that people still like the IP, the franchise, the brand, the name, whatever it is that you want to call it. It still sells. That's the difference. How come with Zack Snyder and everything that he's putting out on streaming, such as Netflix with Rebel Moon and Rebel Moon 2, it trended and it broke records on Netflix streaming service, not for a day, not for a weekend, but for weeks. What is that telling you? But then you have these James Gunn cultists coping and crying and complaining about, oh, Rebel Moon was a flop. You think and you wish that it was a flop. It wasn't a flop. It was a huge success because we started seeing how many reports worldwide people were saying that it was number one in their country. What is that telling you? Meanwhile, with James Gunn's Superman, they're struggling to get views on HBO Max. So that's telling you another thing too. People are tired of the nonsense. People just want quality. People just want all these good films. And in due time, my friends, we are going to get it. It's happening. There's no denying it. There's no doubting it. And if you're doubting and you're denying it, you better start believing. Start believing because the facts are all in our faces. Zach is not posting just for the hell of it. Zack is not posting all these pictures and all these quotes and everything that has to do just for the hell of it. No, he knows what he's doing. That's called marketing. He knows exactly what he's doing. How come James Gunn is quiet? How come James Gunn doesn't put anything? How come James Gunn doesn't acknowledge any of it? And then that's supposed to be his friend. I thought James Gunn said Zack Snyder is his friend, because if I have a friend, the right thing to do is acknowledge my friend. And hey, I understand that before I took over, you were doing your thing with the DCEU, but I want to move away from it. But we're going to give it a proper closure. How about we do that? Oh, no, no. James Gunn didn't do that. He had the opportunity multiple times and he dropped the ball. He literally screwed this up himself. And what did he do? Constantly making fun of us, calling us the minority, calling us that we're nobodies, right? And then you have Steve Agee, that nobody, the one from Peacemaker. He's like, "Oh, how's that boycotting going?" Oh, well, apparently it's going very well because you guys are going up for sale. See the difference? I don't see you making those stupid posts anymore. He stayed quiet after that. James Gunn has finally acknowledged and said, "Hey, I'm not using Darkseid because Zack Snyder already used them in Zack Snyder's Justice League." So he's finally acknowledging. But guess what? It's too late. It's too late. You could have done that from the beginning and you screwed it up, James Gunn. You had one job and you literally dropped the ball. This was a once in a lifetime opportunity. You are the CEO of DC Studios. That is a big deal. And all you've been doing is pissing and spitting all over the brand. You've been pissing and spitting all over the fans. You've been doing the same to the customers and the consumers for years. And it's finally caught up. And I'm glad that it's finally caught up because you're starting to see that everything that you did had a cause and effect. This is the effect. You caused all this to happen. You brought this upon the studio. And most of all, you brought this upon your career. You did this. You opened this Pandora's box. You brought this. And for that, we're just lashing out and telling you straight up, hey, we didn't want none of this. You did what you did to The Flash in that movie. You replaced Ben Affleck with George Clooney. George Clooney has nothing to do with the DCEU, but you thought it was going to be a joke. And for that, look at how bad that movie did. And just like that, it's affected everything. Superman, you think we were going to just be like, oh yeah, we're going to let that one slide? Nah, we got you. And we did it. Superman 2025 was a worldwide flop. Here you are trying to celebrate a domestic, a domestic success. How ridiculous is that? That's why with tomorrow's big trending event, once we get the Snyderverse restored, that's it. It's a done deal. It's over for the DCU. It's over for James Gunn as CEO of DC Studios. This moment that James Gunn has been in power is going to be the most ridiculous time of DC's history because people are going to look back and be like, what happened during the time? We have no clue. But what was before that? The Snyderverse. I'm glad we're back to it. And we are, my friends. We're going back to greatness. Things are finally shaping up and changing for the good. Justice prevails in the end. Always remember that. In the end, justice always wins. Say what you want, but that is the reality. And in the end, we are going to get Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. We're going to see very soon David Ayer's Suicide Squad. And we're going to see the continuation of what was left off with Black Adam versus Henry Cavill's Superman. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see how all these things are unfolding. And we're seeing it all come together. I'm telling you, it's all straight up happening in real time. You have all these fake fans that don't want to accept it. They think that their Lord and Savior, if you want to call it, James Gunn, came to fix everything with the DC, and it didn't. All it's done is just made DC worse than what it is right now. They can't accept it. They cannot accept the fact that with Zach, we were eating. He was cooking. This is why you see that he's doing this movie, The Last Photograph. He's doing The Brawler. What is that telling you? That there's money on the table. A lot of money on the table. This is not just some random movies. No, this is serious movies, that are straight up coming into play and coming into effect and stuff like that, because I'm telling y'all right now, this is completely, you know, happening all in real time and stuff like that. So, I see we have a little James Gunn troll. You earned yourself a timeout. So yeah, you kept clowning around. You found out. Um, yeah, DC wants to compete with Marvel. They need Zack Snyder. Exactly. That's what I said the other day. For DC to go up against Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, they need Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. They need it. There's no and ifs or buts. They need it. In order for this whole DC versus Marvel type of stuff to go up again, but this time the table is going to be on our side because, of course, we've seen after Endgame how things kind of ended and how they wanted to go with and stuff like that. And even Marvel's trying to clean house and trying to fix their things. The damage over there is done. It's been done for a while, but they can still bring back, how the old Avengers were with the movies and stuff like that compared to where they are right now. Right now, it's a complete mess, you know. But in the end, overall, the only way that DC can go up against Marvel is literally versus Doomsday. It has to be Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. And in order for it to go up against what is it, Secret Wars, it has to be Zack Snyder's Justice League 3. That's it. You have to. That's the only way that it can. There's no market for the DCU. That's true. Gunn can try to deny it, but it's over for him. Yeah, he knows it. James Gunn knows it. This is why he's quiet. Notice that he hasn't said anything. Dude's been silent. He has not acknowledged anything. He doesn't even acknowledge or repost anything that's his own work. Even within his own team, he won't share anything because his ego is too big. That's who James Gunn is. But yet, he likes to claim that he's Zack Snyder's friend. Yeah, that's a lie. We know that it's a lie. Yeah, I can't wait for all this to end and to get rid of James Gunn, David Zaslav. I can't wait for W to be sold to the DCU to come back strong. Yeah, big time, big time. I'm telling you, a lot of changes on the way. The MCU's downfall was WB's change. If Nolan's involved, then it's already game over for any other competitor because the MCU simply doesn't have any writers that can touch Nolan, and they can't touch Snyder's visual respectfully. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. James Gunn is silent because he's crying to his wife. That would be hilarious. You imagine once James Gunn is out, that they bring in James Gunn's wife and they cast her as a like Black Canary or some other character that's actually accurate, I guess. That would be hilarious. That would be really hilarious. I'm telling you, everything that James Gunn has just brought to DC, unfortunately, has not worked. And it's just been a mess upon a mess. It's confusing. James Gunn doesn't even know how to get out of his own mess. That's how bad the DCU is. Like it is really bad. You know how's the only way to get away fully from the DCU from James Gunn? You gotta retcon it. You have to retcon it. Thank you, James Gunn, because you retcon what you did. Now, once you're out, guess what? Joke's on you. Everything that you built will also get retconned. And I can't wait. I really can't wait. Justice League from Joss Whedon was retconned and it was gone. It's deleted. And we got Zack Snyder's Justice League. Guess what's going to be next? The DCU that you built. What you built, that little sandcastle, is about to be retconned and is going to be completely done. It's going to be erased. And once the Snyderverse is back and it's restored, guess what? All of that's going to be wiped away. Just like that. Just how we saw in the Snyder Cut with the Flash that he goes back and resets time and stuff like that. That's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. I really, really cannot wait. Yeah, James Gunn didn't want to support the Penguin show at all. Exactly. He didn't want to. Let's see. Tudor Tyler, what's up? Thanks for watching. James Gunn with Joy Diddy. Won't be surprised. James Gunn should go to direct. Pluto Nash. a film for Tubi. Yeah, I don't even think Tubi's gonna want him also. Yeah, I'm waiting for Dark Side. I can't wait. I can't wait. Don't be surprised if tomorrow for sure Zach posts more pictures. I would not doubt that. I would not be surprised, and I think he's going to do that. And it would be nice if he posts a picture tomorrow on the actual trending event of Dark Side. That would be dope, yo. You imagine that? Damn, that would be sick. Zach, if you watching, please do that. That would be awesome. It would be awesome also to see David Ayer post up something tomorrow because, of course, let's not forget David Ayer's Suicide Squad was also connected within the DCEU and it acknowledged and it was part of what Zach had built, even though it was his different, point of view, his style and stuff like that, which I love, you know, it would be nice to also, see tomorrow David Ayer post up something. It would be awesome. You were talking about today on X, the logging accounts without criticize whoever criticizes WB. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow a lot of people get flagged just because of that. They're trying to silence us. So don't be surprised. The same thing like if connections get lost all of a sudden. Like I could be in this live stream right now and all of a sudden the signal drops, even though I have a full bar. Yeah, that means that they're also cutting our connections. That's why, like I'm saying, they're gonna try to do everything to prevent tomorrow. We all have to stay united. Everywhere, tag WB, tag them and let them know. Restore the Snyderverse, and send the message. That's what we want. Peacefully, respectfully, because that's how we roll. Whenever you hear all these insulting type of things, and that's not a real Snyder fan. Those are just wannabes, posers, that pretenders, just trying to make us look bad and stuff like that. But in the end, overall, like I said, things are changing and things are straight up are gonna be on our favor and stuff like that. Nah, I don't think dynamic duo is going to end up happening, honestly. Um, in the end, they're gonna end up canceling a lot of things. If they could cancel Batgirl, they could cancel a lot of these things that are happening right now. So again, anything, and everything is possible. So who knows? Who knows? Um, yeah, all we need to is for the AI and travel to say something. Autocorrect. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's how it is. We just gotta stay united, my friends. Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's the big day. WB is aware of it, and like I said, to all the ones that are like pretending and saying, "Oh, you're a Snyder fan," and then you just send insults, trying to hide behind and trying to make us look bad. We know what's up. That's not us. Those are not real Snyder fans. Those are just wannabes that are trying to make us look bad. Because of course, you could see in the comment section that I had a block. A James Gunn troll just because they think that they could come here and try to prove their point and stuff like that. So again, we're gonna see tomorrow what's gonna happen, but just be ready because the Armada is ready and we are on standby, ready to go. Tomorrow's the day that we've been waiting for, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing how fast we are going to be trending, and it's awesome. Get those pictures ready, get all those videos, tag me wherever you are. It doesn't matter, just tag me. I welcome everybody to tag me. Just don't tag me with James Gunn stuff, honestly. I will remove myself from that. Just tag me with like, Snyderverse stuff and things like that. Because again, tomorrow I can't wait. We are literally a few hours for it to commence and this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Of course, peacefully and respectfully. We say what we want mainly with the hashtag and that's it with an image or stuff like that. That way everybody that's watching and everybody that's participating and stuff like that, we just have a good peaceful day tomorrow and that's all that matters. Oh, that would be dope if we see Affleck and Cavill. Don't be surprised, you might see Gal, maybe Ray Fisher, maybe Ray Porter, anybody. We might see, Wayne T. Carr. We're gonna see. We're gonna see a lot of things tomorrow. A lot of good things. I'm telling y'all. And for sure, you already know the boss, Zack Snyder himself. He's gonna end up posting stuff. I know for a fact that he's going to be posting something. It would be amazing if he posts something with Darkseid, but like a new picture, that would be sick. But for sure, he's gonna post something. He posts something today, so again, this is not coincidence. Hell yeah, you already know it. Ready the Armada. We will use the old ways, and the old ways always work. That's the beautiful part about it. The old ways have always worked. This is why when people tell us, "Oh, move on, give up," nah, I refuse to. Because like I said, for me, it's a privilege and it's an honor that we're all here together fighting for this one great cause. Because in the end, we're gonna see how greatness and goodness all comes together and we win in the end. You told people don't understand the Saudis, and you was right. Yeah, yeah. A lot of us are saying the same thing. Like we're seeing it. We're seeing it. That's why. Yeah, underestimate. And I can't wait. I can't wait, my friend. So tomorrow, like I said, is going to be a fun, interesting day. We are going to trend, and most of all, it's gonna be a fun, event for everyone and everywhere to go, all out because in the end that's all that matters, and that's what we want and stuff like that. So, you know, just to give y'all a little bit of motivation, let me just show y'all with my collection real quick, so y'all can actually see of what I got with my Snyderverse stuff. So here's one of my shelves so y'all can see my collection. So yeah, I don't play around when it comes to this. So yep. But right there, my friends, is what I fight for. That right there is my shelf. So y'all can see some of my collection. I do have other stuff, but mainly this is what I'm fighting for. That's what the goal is and stuff like that. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all. Tomorrow we do this. We stay together, restore the Snyderverse, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.